You're holding the escrow. You're in charge of it. So there's 4. There's mediation. There's arbitration. There is litigation, which is a lawsuit. And then there's escrow disbursement order. I'm going to go through one at a time. They don't have to be in the order that I am explaining them to you. The broker could go to each and every single one of them at different points. But I'm going to go down the line. Let's talk about mediation. The broker is going to hire a mediator. It could be an attorney or somebody who's, I guess, licensed to mediate. I don't know who that would be. And the best way to do it is to give 3 names to the seller and give 3 names to the buyer and tell them, go figure it out. And then he's going to hope and pray that they both pick the same person. Then he hires a mediator. Mediator has up to 90 days to come up with a resolution. He's going to listen to the buyer side. He's going to listen to the seller side. Afterwards, he is going to make up his mind. Let's say the mediator says, I want the money to go to the buyer, all of it. The seller can say, yeah, I don't agree to that. Now we have a problem. Why? Because mediation is non-binding. What does that mean? Either party doesn't have to agree. Now the broker has to come up with a different resolution, right? So now, let's say the broker says, you know what? I'm going to get an arbiter. I'm going to stop here a minute. And same thing. The arbiter is selected. 3 names to the buyer, 3 names to the seller. He's going to hope and pray they pick the same person. Let's say they do. So now, after picking the same person, hopefully, the arbiter comes in. Now the arbiter is going to be like a mini court. What does that mean? Well, it means that whatever the arbiter says goes. So he's going to listen to the buyer. He's going to listen to the seller. And then the arbiter is going to make up his mind. Whatever the arbiter says goes. That's the problem. Now, the arbiter and also the mediator, well, they don't work for free, right? They have to be paid. What do you think they get paid from? The escrow account. Simple as that. They get paid from the escrow account. So the sooner you settle, the sooner everybody can move on and the more money is to be distributed. Let's say that there's a lot of money in escrow. Let's just say 100K, 100,000. So the seller runs out against an attorney. I'm suing the buyer. The buyer says, yeah, not so fast. I got money too. And the buyer runs out and gets an attorney and sues the seller. They're suing each other. The seller has to do something. He can't keep that money in his escrow account. That money has to be moved to the court system. When he moves to the court system, he has to fill out 1 or 2 documents. Document number 1 is bill of interpleader. Mr. Judge, here is the $100,000 and here's the form bill of interpleader. What does that mean? I want nothing to do with this money. Nothing at all. Okay. There's a second form. That form is called declaratory decree. What does that mean? Think of it like this. I declare. I declare. What does that mean? I work hard. My agent worked hard. We are entitled to be paid. That's what it means. That's exactly what it means. So you need to pay me. How much can you get paid? Never more than your commission. Never more than the commission. And that is what a declaratory decree means. Bill of interpleader, you want nothing to do with the money. Declaratory decree, you want at least your commission or part of it. Those are the two. But there's a fourth resolution. It's called escrow disbursement order. In short, it's called EDO. EDO is when a broker says, you know what, FREC, I'll tell you what. You tell me what to do. You tell me what to do. I don't know what to do. So the broker gets files a report. Let me take a break here. Files a report and sends it in to FREC. Puts get a copy of the contract, copy of the escrow check, copy of the inspections, copy of the DU or pre-qualification letter. Who are all the players? Who is the title? Who is the buyer, the seller, the agencies, everybody. And you ship it out to FREC. FREC has up to how many days? 90 days to make up their mind. So FREC looks it over. They make all the phone calls that they need to make, and they're going to make their decision. What FREC says, you must obey. You must obey. So let's say FREC come back and says, hey, I believe the money needs to go to the buyer. And as a broker, you now must obey FREC. You must. You don't have a choice. So you're going to turn around and you're going to write the check to the buyer. The buyer gets the $100,000. End of story. Now, which one of the four do you think is the one that is used the most? EDO, escrow disbursement order. Why? Because it's free. Escrow disbursement order. Why is it chosen? It's free. Now here's the last part. Let's say, my example, the judge, FREC said, hey, give the money to the buyer. And you have to obey as a broker. Everybody got the same letter, by the way. It's not like you're doing something you're not supposed to do. So now the seller says, hold on a second there, Rick. I think I should have gotten that money. And the seller sues the broker. Can the seller do that? Yes, they can. Now the broker has to defend itself, which kind of sucks. And he has to hire an attorney. He's got to do whatever it takes to defend himself. Now let's say the broker loses the case and the broker has to give the seller $100,000. Well, at this point, what the broker does, he's going to assign it to FREC. FREC will pay the $100,000 on his behalf, and supposedly, this is supposedly, pay the broker reasonable attorney's fees. Reasonable. Anyway, that's your chapter on escrow management. There's a couple more things there, but you do know I'm teaching off memory. All right, I hope you enjoy that. Day 8, 22 more days to go. Will I make it? I'm going to make it. I don't care. I'm going to make it. Okay, see you tomorrow.